going to try this again. This time I have audio. Thank you, Karen, for letting me know I was out of audio or didn't have audio. I don't know what was going on. But no, I was talking about I read through the Bible every year and I use the app version. I think I've told you guys about it. It's a good app. But as I've been reading through the Bible and listening to it, because I do both as I go through the app, I right now I'm going through the books of Kings, First and Second Kings. I'm in Second Kings right now, and am struck by the refrain that which each with each king that they either did evil on the side of the Lord or they honored God. And really there's a lot more of them doing evil, especially the people of Israel. Or the kings of Israel, the northern kingdom. Some of the kings of Judah did good, but many of them didn't as well. And it makes me think a lot about what has been entrusted to us and what do we do with that. And if we were to look back, would it say that, well, we did good or did we do evil? And even the kings that did good, they're still like, but they didn't do this. You have several of the kings of Israel that they did, they did a lot. They got rid of, the worship of false gods in the temple and in Jerusalem and stuff like that. But even some of them that really, it seemed like they were doing a great thing. The writer's like, yeah, but they didn't get rid of these high places, and so there was still worship that didn't quite fit in the way it was supposed to happen in the nation of Israel, and so there were still people who did their own thing religiously and really weren't part of what God had intended for Jerusalem and in the people coming to him. And it makes me think about what would we what would our story be? Would we be looked at and like, you know what, they did good, you know. They did their best to live out, and one of the things to think through is, especially in our culture right now, is did we do the best we could with the light that we were given? Because I think a lot of times we'll look back on history and we'll judge people based on today's understanding of things. And I don't think that's always fair. There are some things that, yeah, these people, you know, I think of, Christopher Columbus. There's some really bad things, and you can't really say, well, that was just because of the day and age. No, he did some awful things, and he treated people terribly. But all that to say is, when we look back, will people look at us in our lives and really say, well, you know what? They did the best they could with the light that they were given. They honored God with everything they could. Because that's what matters. What matters is, are we following after Jesus? Because when we follow after Jesus, we're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect. But we can do our best to closely follow after Jesus. And one of the things about following after Jesus is today we may learn, you know what, this is an area I need to work in. If we are open to what the Spirit is doing, because as we follow Jesus, we grow more and more into the people we're created to be. And sometimes there are going to be things that we see along the way that we're like, oh, I didn't realize this, but I need to deal with this. So today, I want you to think about, what would you like people to say about you, 20 years from now, or 20 years from when you're gone? That they did their best, they honored God, they loved God, they followed after him closely, or they did their own thing. And the kings of Israel, and they did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. Because we do have a choice in that. And we should realize our choices aren't always going to be perfect, but when we look at our lives, we've got to see, okay, what was the trend? Is there more coming closer to God? Is there more us succeeding in living, or at least struggling to live out the love of Jesus in our lives and be obedient to the Spirit as we are on the move for God? Or is it just about us or doing our own thing? Is our life filled with love or something else? Hope you guys are doing well. I'll talk to you later.